When I was a child, our family rented a summer home in a village near Leningrad. In that village, like it usually happens, the local old women often sat around discussing everyone passing by. Once they called me over. "Is it true that both of your parents are mathematicians?" They chuckled. "What do they do all day? Count numbers? Do they know when to plant which crop or how to milk a cow?" I was very confused. I grew up being proud of my parents, but in a sense, I realized these old women were right. My parents did not know anything about planting or about milking a cow. I came running to my mother, who was a math professor at a university. She calmed me down. "We need people who know how to plant and people who know math. The difference between educated and uneducated people, though, is that the uneducated people see the need for their own area of knowledge only. The educated also recognize the importance of the subjects they don't know." My mother was not calling these old ladies uneducated for not knowing math. She said that they were wrong for not recognizing the importance of areas of expertise other than their own. I'm often reminded of this episode when I see how some secular people view religious education. After learning that I'm a rabbi, some people ask me if I ever received any real degrees. Last time I was asked this question by a person who was a professor of Latin language. I guess majoring in Latin is real education, but majoring in Hebrew is not. The two most popular college majors in America today are English language and liberal arts. I can promise you that yeshiva education stimulates your mind more than a BA in English, and that you can find more jobs with a rabbinic degree than with one in liberal arts. A recent Jewish population study by a respectable research firm was published with a title, "Religious People Are Less Educated Than Secular." I was very surprised, but after reading the report, I realized how they arrived to this conclusion. They did not count any Jewish disciplines as education. So according to the study, I, being a rabbi, am a complete ignoramus. The majority of professionals have degrees only in one area. Therefore, people with degrees in Jewish studies usually don't have secular degrees. And so this research therefore counts them as uneducated. Well, if you don't count Jewish education as education, then people with degrees in Jewish disciplines will be categorized as uneducated. But by the same token, if you don't count math degree as education, then all mathematicians will be counted as uneducated because most of them don't have degrees in any other areas. The fact is that religious Jewish high schools are some of the top in the country. Ivy League universities have a disproportionately high number of Jewish Orthodox students. The Orthodox Jewish community is full of people with advanced scientific degrees. More than half of observant Jews in the world today were not born into Orthodox homes, which means they became religious later on in their lives, and majority after college. So many people with college degrees become Orthodox Jews. This study concludes that religion hinders education. Well, if what you consider education is only a narrowly selected number of disciplines that you happen to know yourself, then yes, it does. Because religion offers people opportunities to learn beyond the few arbitrarily picked college subjects. Did this study prove that religious people are uneducated? No. But it did prove that many secular people have their worldview of the uneducated.